Welcome to Visual Skill Modelling. This is part 3 of Imai's kaiwo Maru 4-master shape. Scale is 1 to 350. In this part, I'm going to carry on building the base. Now, as I explained in part 2, I'm going to be editing the base all in one go. So it's slightly out of sequence as such. I decided to do this because there's such a lengthy process building the base. This is due to drying time. So I think it's better if I edit all in one go instead of tiny little bits throughout the build. So let's jump into this and see how well I get on. So I've left this to dry for another 15 hours or so. I have put on another top layer of water. I've got a little bit of air bubble there, but that's okay. If I tip it up there, you can see the marks that I made start to come through. As I said, a little top layer has gone on, hence the drying time. However, I have run into a slight problem with this. The seams have split on the two other bits, so I've had to refill that, and I'll sand them down once everything is stable. But I'll need to add more water to it. I can't do that until the fill is completely dry. I can now add some more of the realistic water. And at this point, my camera stopped working, so but all I'm missing out is me pouring the liquid water in. Now, the depth is quite a lot, so this is going to take around about 3 days to dry. It's just because the amount I'm putting in. And I have to make sure it's in a solid state before I start sanding down the filler area. So hence why the 3 days. Right, well, it's been 2 days since I poured in the last lot. You remember I filled up the gaps there and the other crack. I haven't got any more crack in there, so that's good. So I can deal with that once this is done. Now, it's almost dry. I will need another day to be 100% solid, but I can touch it now. But it's still a tiny bit soft. As I said, it needs a little bit more time to dry. So the extra day has done the trick. This is just over 3 days it took to dry. Now I can completely touch it and put pressure on it. Everything is completely stable. So now I can deal with the seam lines. So I'm sanding them down in the normal way. I'm starting with a coarse grit sand and stick. Then of course I shall work down the gradients until I get it smooth. And it didn't take long to sand down. As you can see, it's completely smooth now. So it's time to paint it, and I'm using Red Watercolor 16 Sandy Yellow for this. This is going to be the base colour, and this is just going to have the one coat on it. It's going to be a light coat, and I'm using a flat brush to apply it. I'll point out as well, at this stage of the ship, I'm just about ready to start the rigging, but as I said, I won't show the actual building until I've shown the base itself. So as you can see, the coat's going down nice and thin, nice and smooth. There will be a top coat of paint going on as well, but that'll be a wash I'm putting on to make it sort of a wood colour. Here I'm just dragging my brush over the lip of the base to give it a colour. Obviously I don't want the bare plastic showing right on the edge. I have to be careful that I don't touch the hard and realistic water though. Now at this point I've left the base for about a week, and the reason for that is I've just been cracking on with the main build. But it's now time to put the wooden effect onto the base. And for this, I'm using Life Colours LPW19 Wood Deck Shadow. And as I've mentioned about this paint before, it is a wash as such. It goes on very thinly, but I'm using my flat brush again, slightly off camera there because I'm really zoomed in. I forgot to zoom the camera out while I was building the ship. That's the reason why. But you can see the paint going on. You can go as heavy as you want with this stuff. I'm putting it on quite lightly. I'll wait until it dries to see how I like the look. But I leave it like this. I quite like it. If you want a better wood effect, you can streak the paint like I'm doing here to give it that wood grain look. And this is beneficial doing it if it's on a flat piece of plastic. If you're on a deck of a ship or something, the grooves are generally cut into on the mould, so you don't really have to do it this much. But on a flat piece of plastic, it's worth doing to give it that flat look. And I'm just drawing it along the top again, like I did with the sandy colour, just to give it that authentic look. The advantage, because it's a wash, it takes next to no time to dry it as well, so you can work on this for quite a long time and not have to worry about drying time and things like that. So it's worth doing, getting these washers to do little effects like this. It takes next to no time, and you can work quite quickly with what area you're working in. So once I've just putting the finishing touches there, I'll just tilt it up in a second so that you can see the effect. Unfortunately, the camera angle is not brilliant at the moment, but as I say, I'll just tilt it up and you can see the sort of wood greenish coming through. So it's been about another few days, and I've gone back to the base. At this point, the shape is almost finished. So all my concentration is going onto the base. So it's time to start on the plaque. As you can see there, I've already started the painting process, but I decided to stop because I thought, well, I've got to trim this up before I put the plaque on. So this is what I'm doing here now. I'm just taking the support stand away first of all. And the plaque's slightly too large for my base, so I'm just trimming up the edges, just snipping it off a little bits at a time. Using my pencil just to mark a line where I want it to go down to. Sorry about my hair getting in the way, but I have to get down quite close to this. For the painting, the background paint is Mr. Hobby 24 gloss orange yellow, and the lettering is Tamiya's X1 black. It's a simple paint job, and all I've done was paint the background colour first, and of course now I'm just painting in the lettering. Now the lettering's quite a high raise, so it was quite an easy paint. It didn't take much to paint at all. I did need to touch up a couple of times. My hand jerked a little bit, probably too much coffee at this stage, but the I think it's quite effective, the yellowy orange on the background to the black. And all that's left to do for the base is to attach the plaque to it. Now I won't show you the ship going onto it, that I'll leave that to the end of the build on the final reveal. But essentially that's the base complete. And the end of the process is quite simple, and I'll go through it again at that point of the video. But I'll be placing the ship onto the base, and I'll be putting in a little bit more realistic water to lock everything in, and that'll be it done. So, but as I said, there's no point in showing you that now because you haven't even seen the ship getting built. So this is where I'll end part 3. So if you haven't done so already, why don't you check out the channel for my other builds? Then maybe something that you like. If not, give me a shout and I'll see what I can do. I may have it in my stash, or maybe I'll get a hold of the kit if you want to see something being built. Subscribe to the channel, and if you do, hit the notification bell, especially if you make a suggestion and I take it up. It'd be nice for you to be informed that I've decided to do that. Hit the like button. Don't be afraid to leave a comment, and of course you can share the video. But for now, thank you all very much for watching. Bye bye.